And welcome to the podcast, guys. We're back with another episode with the lovely ladies. We're going to have them introduce themselves once again. Just before we do, make sure you guys, you know what to do. Get us to, well, we're aiming high. So let's start working our way up to those 100,000 subscribers, guys. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube, like the video, hit that notification button because, again, we appreciate your support. You guys have been doing it up for us. Keep it going. We have the wonderful ladies taking their time out of their day to come and give you some value as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button, follow all our socials. You know where to find them down below. And without further ado, we'll get to the ladies. We'll have them introduce themselves. We did a live, so if you guys want to go back a few weeks, check out that live. A lot of great stuff that we talked about, so you're going to want to listen to it. But let's have them introduce themselves and give them their due. So why don't you go ahead, ladies, and state your name, age, occupation, highest level of education, nationality, and are you single or not?
All right. I am Jerica. I am 37. I am a nurse, and I am not single. I'm with her brother, my baby daddy. And
very nice.
What was the other question?
And I believe nationality.
Okay, Puerto Rican and Dominican, but very Americanized.
All right. And did we say highest level of education?
Oh, master's degree.
Very good. Highly educated. Very nice.
My turn.
Your turn. Go for it.
My name is Carolina. I'm 32, Dominican. I work in the radiology department as a scheduling coordinator. And single.
All right.
No, I am not. I am not single.
So you're in a bit of a situationship.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome to you. Much respect to you, ladies. Thanks for being on again for this, I would say, post show, because, again, we did the live. So, guys, check out the live. Let's go ahead and, we're going to keep this nice and sweet. Let's go ahead with the first question, Rob.
All right. So first question of the night. So we've all heard that saying, nice guys finish last. Do you believe that to be true, that women tend to respond sexually better to kind of the bad boy type? And is it true that nice guys end up getting played, friend zoned, so on and so forth? Is that true, or is that just kind of a stereotype?
I think it's true.
Okay.
I think it's true.
All right. I do too.
I think that women love the bad boy experience because it is an experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's an experience. And then you end up with your heart broken and you're like, damn, I just want a nice guy. So
the nice guy might win, but later on.
just a little bit later.
Later
It's
on.
like the turtle and the hare.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah, good analogy. Okay.
What do you think? If you can dive further into it a little bit.
I think it's true. I've had my share of like bad boys, and then it's like, oh, but this other guy was nice. I should have given it a shot, but,
So why can't the bad boy maybe not even exist in conversation? Have the nice guy start from the beginning with the nice guy and see how it goes. Why don't ladies take advantage of that?
I don't know. I think it depends on like what season you are in your life.
So if you're younger, you're not as experienced in relationships, dating, you would tend to go for the fun bad
Right.
boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that it has to do with your, honestly, like your exposure growing up. Like I'm originally from the Bronx, Parkchester, 1236, V fam.
So what do you think it is? Do you think nice guys are they're just boring, or do they not give you enough of a kind of emotional roller coaster? Why is it that nice guys tend to struggle with dating?
Or do they not fuck good enough?
I don't know about.
Because I'm going to be straight up. Are they not good enough in bed? I
don't think it's that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's a good thing.
I feel like her brother, who I'm with, was a bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
I was very much attracted to him. And he didn't give me the time of day because he was in a relationship. So he was not that bad. But, he was like, he raced and he liked fast cars and he's Dominican. And
It's more exciting. It's more interesting. So he was an interesting person.
he's still an interesting
Yeah.
That's what keeps the fire going in the relationship, right?
Yeah, yeah, but it is also the spark that causes the fire in the relationship, and not the good fire, the one that.
Craziness. Okay.
Yeah.
So going off of that question, do women pick the worst men in their prime? Let's call it 21 to 25 is usually the prime, the best time for women. Do women not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have some experiences where you picked a guy that you dated before and that wasn't well in that moment?
Absolutely. I'm like, damn, this guy's a piece of shit. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
But then, you know, you don't realize it after, like, you get your heart broken and stuff, you know? You don't realize at that moment because you're so, like, infatuated with that person,
That's the word.
you know?
So you learn from, obviously now that you're older, you learn from it, and it wasn't a loss. It was a learning experience that you take further. Now you know, okay, let me not go for the worst ones. Let me find a good one.
Exactly. I feel like everything in life is a learning experience, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because the thing is that some people maybe feel like they lose, but it's not winning or losing. It's either, in my opinion, either you win or you learn. You take that quote unquote loss and turn it into something. Okay, I learned from this. I'm going to move forward and build on it, knowing what I went through before. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's a time, it's an age where everybody's experimenting, both men and women. So for the ladies out there now that are 21 to 25, is there a message you can give them real quick to save them from getting with that bad boy that could maybe turn their life maybe upside down? And we want to save these ladies because we're trying to help the ladies out there. As much as some of the ladies hate on us, the podcast guys, we want to bridge the gap, and we love ladies. There's no hate for women. We love the ladies. So what do you say to any ladies? Any statement that you can give to them to save them?
I just feel like just take your time when you're getting to know someone, you know? Focus on yourself. Don't give in too quick. You know, you still want to protect that, you know, that loving side of you.
Okay. So you want to keep a little bit of that innocence in you and not give that away.
Right.
Okay. How about yourself? Do you have any statement that you want to send to the ladies at that age, 21 and 25, that when you were that age, you wish somebody would have told you?
My gosh, invest in your self-care. Travel when you have the time. The money that you're making, spend it on things for you, like experiences for you.
Okay. So build experiences.
Yeah.
Good. So now another question that I have is, we're focusing on those bad boys. What are some red flags, some top red flags that you see in men? Top 2 or 3 red flags that you've seen in men?
Dominican.
Phone upside down.
Okay.
How dare you?
Sorry.
Oh, people that always have their screen down?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're with them and at dinner, you're out somewhere and they have their screen down on their table right
Yeah,
there.
that just gives it away.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Never do that. Never.
No, it just means you're hiding something.
Okay. Is there anything else that irks you ladies, that, any red flags that really stick out that men do?
The phone attached to you. Going to the bathroom, you're on your phone.
Okay.
Going to the bedroom, you're
Somebody that's always on their phone?
always
Yeah.
Always on their phone. Okay.
terrible.
I mean, it's different if you're a businessman.
Okay.
Then I get it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just like,
The obsession with the phone is no good.
yeah, like, and that's a problem this day and age. Like, everybody's so attached to their phone, they're missing out on the present time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Of course, you have to live in the moment and, go with the flow with the things that are happening to you and for you in life, so you can, really feel it and not so it's not artificial, because when you're on your phone, it feels fake and artificial some parts of your life. So it's, yeah, I could see that. And also maybe guys on his phone all the time, maybe you think that he's talking to other women. And could that be also something that is bothersome?
No, that's just aggravating. Like,
Okay.
nobody wants to deal with somebody that's on their phone 24/7
Okay.
and not like acknowledging them.
Okay.
It's just like a slap to your face, you know?
So it's taking attention. They're putting it on their phone, taking it away from you. Okay.
Not saying that I want attention 24/7, but it's like,
If you're
wanna
at dinner,
yeah,
have a conversation. Don't be on your phone.
Yeah, that's just straight rude. If you're at dinner, like when you're supposed to be interacting with the people in front of you, and
Okay. So this leads me to my other question. What type of man, again, forget about the bad boy now, but again, that's all intertwined together. What type of men, specific type of men, should women avoid dating? Not date at all. What type of guy?
Drug dealers.
Oh. No drug dealing.
I don't know. How about you, Jagger?
Do you have is there a type of guy out there that you would just completely avoid? You just don't want to deal with?
Aggressive men.
Okay. So aggressive personality type of men. Okay.
I'm trying to think what else. Oh, man. I don't know. That's what I got right now. That's all that comes to my mind. Aggressive. I mean, there's so many, but
Okay.
Those are the main ones.
Those are the main ones.
safety first.
Safety first. Okay. Okay. Let's turn the page a little bit over. Men are lonely. Yes, we know that. But why are there women who don't have to be lonely? They can choose not to be lonely because they have more options than men. But why are many women out there lonely? They're, alone, some of them depressed, some of them down. What's the reason for that?
Maybe because men traumatize them.
How so? What are certain things that men do? Like cheat on them, argue with them, hurt them?
All the above. Whatever you could think of in a relationship. I feel like if you give that person too much of something, they're traumatized. Nobody wants to deal with that same thing over again.
So how can women watch out for those type of guys so they can avoid choosing that guy? Because what people are going to say is like, oh, you should have known who you're choosing to deal with. So
I feel like you have to learn yourself.
Learn yourself, have the conversations, and then listen, everybody is going to come with a red flag, right? But you got to really pick and choose on what you're willing to deal with in a person, And once you hit that boundary, you got to cut it off. And I think that sometimes that's the hardest part. You think that you like somebody so much and then they do something that's out of your value system. And then you're like, oh, but they can change. No, take that person for face value. If you've told them, this is what I will accept, this is what I will not accept. Okay, people fuck up. People fuck up all the time. They could admit that, take accountability, and then change. But if you're fucking up 2 or 3 times with the same thing, you got to cut it off, know?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we've all experienced that where we chose a person called feelings and you stick around through all the toxicity and shit. And when that ends, you have to look back at, you were talking about healing during the live. And to me, that's looking back and being like, look, I knew this was going on. I decided to put myself in this scenario and stick around for it and then make sure in the future you just watch out for that.
Right. Because your body tells you. Energy does not lie. And that intuition, that gut feeling, you need to follow it.
Oh, yeah.
So you had that gut feeling, you feel like kind of disgusted inside, and that's something that you avoid. That's the type
or it can come in as anxiety. That heavy weighted feeling on your chest. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think there's another reason why women are lonely? Maybe just a little off of what we said before, but could it be because they're entitled and they have high standards? They're looking for this imaginary, dreamy guy that's not really out there, that may be tough to come by, and they can't get that. Do you think women should not be entitled and lower their standards a little bit more?
I think that I feel like entitled is almost like a trigger word, if I'm being honest, when you're talking about women. Because I think that women have a lot that they can offer. Men do too, but when you think about it, a woman can create life, a woman's given up themselves, their souls, their bodies to create a life. So you need to have high standards. It's important who you're choosing for a partner to have a baby with, because at the end of the day, in the United States of America, majority of the time, if you split up, that baby will go with that mom. And that means 6 days that are going to be taken off. That means so much that falls on the mother. So I think that you need to have high standards, or at least, whatever you consider high, but you need standards.
You know what I think it becomes an issue, because I agree with you 1,000%. I think women have to have standards. You have to choose somebody that's going to treat you right, that's going to make enough money to provide for you. That's 100%. Where I have a problem with it is when you see women that are selling themselves on social media, body count 100 plus, and then they still say they have high standards, because something's not adding up here. You know what I'm saying? If you truly have high standards, you wouldn't allow yourself to sleep with 100 men, right?
Yeah.
Those type of people, I think that's where the delusion comes into play. But women should absolutely have a standard for what type of a man they choose long term. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, outrageous standards where they're looking for a certain type of guy that, again, I need a guy that makes $200K a month. I need a guy that buys me purses all the time. I need a guy that will put me in a mansion, and this and that from a guy, blah, 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 blah. Those things is which is why I said entitled, is that women seem that man is everywhere and anywhere, but that man is very, very rare. Yeah. Because when you start adding conditions, oh, my guy needs to be a millionaire. Oh, my guy needs to be physically fit. Oh, my guy needs to be 6 feet tall or higher. He needs to be confident, relentless, a leader, self-assured, self-motivated, inspired, all these things. And then you look for that. And how about the millions of women that are also looking for that too? So when I say entitlement and not having high standards, lowering their standards, it's just trying to be more realistic.
Well, my personal opinion is that if you're going to want that kind of man, like, first of all, can you even provide that for yourself? Don't go looking for something that you can't even, because then that's being delulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I support some kind of delulu, but not that kind.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that slides me to my next question. Are women delusional about what they're looking for in a guy?
Yeah, some are. Hell yeah. Absolutely.
So that pretty much, I'll be direct. It proves my point with women being entitled with their standards, because if they're delusional with what they want, then they got to make the change so they can get someone that's going to satisfy them overall. And it's someone that's out there, somebody realistic, not some dreamy guy, some imaginary guy that is never going to come into your life, because you have all these women competing for him as well.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think definitely delusional in the sense of if you're looking for a certain type of salary, that's wild or whatever. But I also think that when we're talking about majority of women, because majority of women don't have that sentiment or feeling or not looking for that.
That high
Yeah.
six
I
figure.
think majority of women are looking for men that are, we talked about it before, the emotional intelligence, the connectedness, the conversations, like the understanding, the grace. Like, I feel like that's what majority of women are looking for.
Do you think loyalty falls into that? A man being loyal to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do. At least for myself.
Okay.
So is feminism. You guys know what feminism is? Is feminism destroying relationships? Is it preventing good relationships from happening? Is it destroying current relationships that are going on now or have happened, but they were lost because a woman thought she needed to be equal to her man in many different ways?
I feel like this is a tough subject, because what drove a woman to feel that way in the first place? And I'm just going to put this out there, right? Like, back in the day, women had to rely on men. If a man wanted to get up and leave his family, he could, no repercussions. Leaving that woman to figure it out on their own. So I think when you put a woman in a hard spot where she doesn't have that safety, she doesn't have that trust in a man, right? It's going to push her and force her into a certain like area of her life that she has to like rely on herself. She has
Survival
to
mode.
Yeah. So, I think that the feminism has evolved so much, and sometimes can be a little bit, it can be toxic sometimes, but again, like I think it's a twofold thing. I think a lot of women are pushed into survival mode, which feels like a lot of women end up having to be like masculine, or that's where people
Yes.
the masculine
Yeah, we hear
energy.
that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but because a lot of women are doing it alone, so
That's understood. Women have to survive. Again, everybody has to eat. We gotta eat. We have to live. We have to procreate. It's part of being a human. We get that. We have to survive. You have to, live and procreate. But it seems like feminism has just damaged society to the point where there's no looking back. So, do you think for those women out there, those feminine women out there, is there a message for them to help them be less toxic about this movement of feminism?
yeah, like you don't gotta hate men.
Well, that's where it crossed over from a positive movement to a negative movement, because it seems like a lot of like hardcore feminists have this mentality of like, I either am going to get the man that I want, or I'm just going to stay single, or it's men are the enemy because men ain't shit and blah blah blah, because whatever stereotypes you want to throw in there. So that's where it went from equality, which we're for, right? Women being able to work, vote, go to school. That's all great, but now it seems like we've crossed over into like, men are our enemy now. They just want to have sex with us, and that's men like that exist. But to paint all men with that is kind of crazy.
I think it's insanity, because the thing is that, would you agree that women have either an equal amount of rights that men have or more?
I feel like
Wait, wrong one. Go ahead.
I feel like, there is still like a huge pay gap between men and women. Women 100% have more rights than what they did, but are we 100% equal to men? No. Women do have, I think, more rights when it comes to children, there's imbalances.
I think it's
between
like
the
that. You're
rights.
absolutely right. I think it's because men and women are naturally good at two different things.
Yeah.
Right? Like a man is more likely to be a construction worker, right? Most men aren't necessarily going to be good with kids, right? Or babysitting or something like that. So I think sometimes it could be laws and things like that, but I think for the most part it's because at the end of the day, men and women are just designed to do two different things. And we've kind of society's tried to equalize us, and there's a certain point where you just can't.
I don't think that I'm not saying, listen, there are men who can be nurturers and there are women who can do, vice versa. But my personal belief is like, I like being a woman. I want to be treated like a woman. Treat me like a gentle flower,
Okay. How about, I want to hear Carol's opinion. What do you say? Do you think women have the same amount of rights that men do, and more? What do you think?
I don't know. I kind of don't feel comfortable.
You can say,
Just say it.
we won't
Let it out.
We won't rip you about it, but I'm gonna say my piece. I just want to, we got your side, which is great.
I know. I just
Come on, say your thing, girl. Come on.
It's like about politics and
No, it's not about politics. It's just
no, I know,
in general.
but it feels like it.
Oh, we put you on the spot, so say your thing, girl. Go for it.
What was the question again?
So, as far as men and women, do they have the same amount of rights or more? Like, do they have the same amount of opportunities or more?
Men have more rights.
So you feel like men have more rights than women, more opportunities than women? Okay. Can you say why? Why you think that is? You mentioned the pay gap between men and women. So is there something that sticks out that, men get more of this than women? Does anything come to mind?
I feel like it's for me, a lot of it, I keep on going back to it. I feel like it's a pay gap. You can have a nurse that's starting off right in the hospital, a new graduate, one is a woman and one is a man, and nursing is female dominant, right? But once a man comes in, sometimes that male nurse will make more money starting than a new graduate.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a little surprising to me. So what I'll say with regards to the pay gap, which thank you for bringing up that point. The only thing is that it's kind of been debunked, and the reason why it's because men do more difficult stress demanding jobs than women. There's jobs that men do that, there's guys that are climbing towers. There's guys that build the buildings, mostly men. For the most part, I would say you barely see a woman out there climbing a building, putting up, just construction, bridges, plumbers, electricians, doing all these difficult jobs. I think it's the main reason why men bring in more than women. They have high demanding jobs, and those high demanding jobs require good pay for that. And then as far as, the rights go, I say women, it's not equal. It's definitely they have more, because can women get on yachts for free? Can women get into clubs for free? Can women do certain things that men can't do for free? They get more opportunities. Women get hit on more than just with regards to trying to get into a relationship, trying to get with a woman. Women get more relationship opportunities. Women get the opportunity to be, I'm not trying to be nasty, but they get more opportunities to get fucked more. It's all on their side now. They're getting, it's not just that, we can only vote. No, women can do a shit ton of things now. It's 2025. It ain't 1925.
Well, I'll say this. This is the first time in history that there's more female homeowners than male homeowners. So women are slowly surpassing men in certain fields. There's more college enrollment on the female side. Men aren't really going to college like that anymore. So now you're seeing like the Gen Zs, they're trying to go more for like more traditional masculine jobs like trade school. So times are definitely changing. But why do you think it's gotten to that point where now there's more female homeowners? Are they making more money, or is it?
Well, I think definitely now. I think that there's a couple of factors to it. I think that, like you said, more women are going to college, that they're, more career focused. They're waiting longer to have children. And then not majority of the time having a college degree and whatever, you're going to get paid majority of the time. You're going to get paid more unless you're like an entrepreneurship person. But I think that it's just also, I don't know, I feel like women, there's a mental aspect to it, and maybe they're more
they're very driven from what I see now. A lot of women they're making their own money, they're starting their own business. I know women personally that have a regular job, they have a degree and a side business. I know one girl that has like 3 houses, one place she lives in, 2 that she rents. So they're outperforming. Certain women are actually outperforming men. So to your point, I think it's gotten to a point where they have, maybe it's not perfect, but I think women have more than enough rights now to surpass men if they really wanted to.
I think that we've made strides in history 100%, but I also think that when I also think about it, like men and women, when they are childbearing, they're going to naturally take more days off from work. So things like that can limit women on opportunities for like promotions and things like that,
Because the job will assume they're going to have more days off, take more. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
So I do want to turn it a little bit, just a tiny bit, but talking about a statistic here. A survey that says adults ages 18 to 29, 60% of those men are single. 63% of those men are single. 34% of women are single. And then if you look at ages 30 to 49, 25% of men are single. 17% of women are single. What's contributing to these astonishing numbers in your view?
You said that the 19 to 20.
So it's 18 to 29.
Okay, that's 63% of men
single versus 34% of women single. And then 30 to 49, which is within our age, it's 25% men, 17% women single. It's a little it's a little less of a gap, but there's still a gap of 8%. So why what's the reason for that?
My personal opinion is that I think that commitment. I think that, I think women are still more likely to be committed or, to get into monogamous relationships than men. I think that the contributing factors to that is also, again, like social media, the accessibility to each other. I think that while we are still accessible, social media also sometimes creates a disconnect within our our personal like relationships. So I think that that's a contributing factor.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Carol? Why so many men single versus women single, but not as much as men?
I feel like it's the way that you're raised.
Okay.
I feel like in this day and age, like parents are not teaching their sons how to
Be a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So be a man in what sense? Like going up to women and talking to them, asking them out?
It's just like starting a normal conversation, like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Like, can I take you out sometime? Like, just like being respectful.
Okay.
Okay.
You have men that if a girl, rejects them by, let's say I'm in a relationship and you're trying to talk to me and I'm like, oh no, like I'm in a relationship. They come off really aggressive. Like, all right, fuck
Okay.
you, bitch. I don't want to talk to you anyways. Like,
I see.
oh,
They
okay.
can't handle the rejection. They flip out. Okay.
They do that. I think it's tough for them to get rejected over and over and over again if they keep trying. But I see your point. They shouldn't flip out because
Right.
you probably,
It's not my fault.
you're not actually lying.
Yeah.
Like there's women that they lie and they say, oh, I have a boyfriend and they're married or they literally don't. But there are women that are truthful that they have a relationship. I think men need to control themselves when it comes to that, and they should be more respectful and understanding of that situation that maybe she is in a relationship. You could try extra, not maybe give up right away because maybe she's playing hard to get. But once you get to that point where you're really hitting the wall, then leave her be, move on to the next woman. Don't give up.
Right.
Because there's some men that they give up after rejection like that, and they shouldn't. But I'll give it to the men that they try, and they keep trying, and it's just and they're in good shape. They have a job, great job, good status. They're above average men, and it's just not working for them. They have a reason to be like, oh, what the hell is this? It's not, this is ridiculous. So I think men are choosing a peace of mind and not trying to continue to go after women, not feel like they're creeping on them, because some women like to call men creeps, or not feel like they are disgusting, being disgusting towards women because women are calling them disgusting, or Me Too, because you have the Me Too movement. You never know nowadays. So we get both sides of it. We get why women reject, but we also get why men get frustrated. But men, guys out there, you have to control your emotions, because of course an emotional man is an unproductive man.
Do you see that men are cold approaching less as time goes along, and they're maybe doing, I guess, sliding into DMs instead?
Yeah.
They're more comfortable doing it online, in other words.
Yeah, it's like, just be yourself,
I guess it's because the rejection doesn't hit as hard online. If she doesn't read your text and you're like, fuck, but in person it's embarrassing because it's right there and then. But yeah, I think that men should really go back to the traditional approaching in person.
Yeah,
even if you get rejected.
Can I ask you a question,
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah, sure.
Do you feel like over the years men have gotten more sensitive in comparison to back in the day?
Yeah.
Why do you think that happened?
Men are definitely more sensitive. If you want to,
Why have men gotten more sensitive? Well, usually guys that are tough or that are more control their emotions, they've probably went out and approached 100 women, right? Hundreds of women, and they've gotten turned down. And now I think we're in the reverse now. Men don't really approach women that much. They don't have the experience. They're nervous, and then when they get shut down, it hits harder. That would be my answer.
Yeah, I think, just to be completely blunt about it, men need to grow a pair. They have to stop being treated like they have to be feminine when that's not the case. When women want a man, they need to be men and act masculine, not go around acting like a little wimp. They have to grow a pair of nuts and do what men are expected to do if that's what they want women to look at them as: a man, a strong man, a leader, contributor, confident. That's it. They look at men weak and they try to take advantage of that, and men just fall for it because men simp for women.
If you look at any movie, picture, magazine from the 50s, you could just clearly see by the image that the men were super masculine, just by how they looked, all right? And I think, social media definitely plays a role into this. Teenagers are just kind of like streaming now or playing video games, which is okay. But like, if that's all you do, you're going to be socially awkward. You're going to be an introvert. You're not going to meet people. And then what's going to be the end result? You're not going to approach a woman.
Exactly. And then also it's just the weak mindset. People are just going out, not trying enough. Like men are not going out, trying enough to work out. They're just being slobs. Some of them, they're being lazy, not working, not doing anything, and they turn into a little bitch.
There's definitely like a lack of masculinity altogether. I think we all agree on that. That's
Yeah. I
pretty
think
obvious.
I think a lot of guys lost their luster, but there are guys that are trying, that are masculine. They have that strong frame, so they are pushing through. But it's just men are also trying to do their best to impress women. So in order to impress women, they're trying to kiss their ass, and women don't want their ass kissed. They want a man to be direct with them, and pretty much tell her, okay, this is where we're going for dinner. Not, oh babe, you choose where you want to go for dinner because I want to make you happy. I want to make sure you're satisfied. Meanwhile, she's looking at him like he's a fucking pussy. I'm not gonna.
They don't know how to lead.
This is
We've heard that a lot of times on this.
This is the one date we're gonna have. I'm not gonna see this guy next time. We're gonna go to dinner. I'm gonna enjoy a nice $100, $150 meal, and I'm gonna tell him to hit the road and talk to the next guy. That's why we tell men, do not take her for dinner the first time. But
I would agree honestly with that one.
With the not going on a dinner
Don't go
date
out to dinner
for the first date.
Yeah. I feel like it sets unrealistic. The expectation is too high when you're just trying to find out what that person's name is,
Right.
and like maybe I don't know what they do for fun and hobbies. Like,
Plus, the first time you're meeting, I think that's like a little bit too formal. You're sitting face to face. You get put in this like interview, awkward conversation. I think you have to meet first, do something a little more casual, walk, coffee, whatever.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
you can't really get to know each other when you're trying to eat, too, when you got food in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
And then you're forced. Like, what if you hate it? And then you just gotta sit there till the bill comes.
that's why it's good for men and women. If the woman doesn't want to, then she right off the bat she's not for you, because she doesn't want to get to know you for a walk in the park, or just going out, go up the mountain, go do a little hike, mini hike somewhere. Do something where you can get to know each other on a personal level first, and then you build to, okay, well, let's do a coffee date or a tea date or whatever. Then you build to the next, to the dinner date. Then maybe you go to a club lounge, you work it from there. But even I wouldn't spend just one time getting to know each other on a personal level. I would do, walk in the park or an activity where you don't have to spend too much money, where you can go around and get to know each other a little bit better, get to talk to each other. Maybe, some arcade or,
Hiking.
hiking.
That's a good one.
I was saying
Do
before.
a street fair. You could do a street fair.
Yeah.
They
That's
got
cool.
food
Yeah.
there.
That's cool.
They got coffee.
Walk around. Yeah.
Walk around.
You could do a, $20 game of bowling, bowl and
Bowling's fun.
Yeah, it is.
bowling's
It is.
fun. Bowling's fun. You just kick back, and if she doesn't like that, then it's like she doesn't like some of the stuff you want to do. So it's like you might as well kick her to the side too. But now let's turn it a little bit, just a tiny bit, because you mentioned monogamy. Is it best to be monogamous or non-monogamous when it comes to relationships?
I think it goes based on your values. I know people who are for like polygamy, and my personal belief, I want monogamy. Like, guys, there's STDs out there that you can't get rid of. Like, that is my always my one thing, my go-to. Like, do you want HIV? Do you want herpes simplex type 2? Like, listen, if you have an STD, like, most of them are curable, it's fine, and some of them are dormant, once you take your medication. But like, if you don't have it, you don't want it. You know, and when you go out there and you're with multiple people, and if you're having unprotected sex, you can even get HPV even if you're wearing a condom. Like,
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
Hey, she's right. She's right. I had to throw that in there, guys. We gotta get rid of that button. She's right though, because I mean, you're a nurse, so you probably see stuff like that or heard stories all the time. I assume.
Yeah, I mean, I work in women's health.
Okay. Yeah. So it's
You know, I
pretty much
know-
the forefront of what you see.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and it's just, it's sad, it's hard, it's, you know, you don't ever want to be in a predicament where you're just finding out that you have something after you've, listen, like when you're having sex with somebody, at least for me, like that's intimate. That is intimate. You are, that's as close as you can get,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And like you said, a lot of these STDs are irreversible. Like you could probably take certain medications, but like that's it. It's with you for life, right? So
100%, yeah.
How about yourself? Do you have any opinion on that? A monogamy versus non-monogamous, dating multiple people.
I'm with monogamy.
Okay. So you want the guy, you want him for yourself and nobody else. Okay. That's fair.
Nobody likes community dick.
yeah, I just don't know how people could be like, yeah, I'm okay with my significant other sleeping with other people. Like that's unless they're both weirdos like that. But I just don't know how people do that.
Yeah, like she said, too many bodily fluids.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Ugh,
No.
no.
People that are into that, I don't know.
A lot of exchanges going on,
God,
if you know what I
come on.
mean.
I think we got time for like maybe one more topic. We don't want to keep you
Yeah.
guys all night.
You have
No,
I
go
have
ahead, go ahead.
yeah, one question now, turning into the marriage side of things, because we were talking about marriage before. I believe it was earlier or in the live. Again, guys, don't forget to subscribe, watch that live. But anyway, marriage. Do men choose marriage or do women choose marriage? Who who does the choosing when it comes to marriage?
Men.
Men. Why do you say that?
If you are a traditional girl, like you want the man to ask you. Majority of the time, girls grow up and we just think and dream about the day that we're gonna get married. But you know, women, we're used to being asked, right? It's about being in that feminine energy versus masculine.
100%, absolutely.
Like
The way it should be.
yeah, I want to be chased for. I want to be asked for my hand in marriage, and so that's how I feel.
I just feel like that's the right way to do it, you know?
Okay.
I do know women who have asked men to marry them.
I was about to say, is it awkward when you see some girl bending her knee to a guy?
Absolutely.
For me, it is.
Yeah, what-
Like, that's just
You
crazy.
go, girl,
If
but
you-
like,
if you were at that point where you really, wanted that guy and you wanted to get married and that's it, would you ever succumb to bending?
No.
nah.
No?
Because if he wanted to, he would.
No, that's just another one of those weird modern ideas. Like men should ask the woman to marry them.
Okay.
If you're gonna get married, that's
And now this relates a little bit, but I know we're changing the subject a little bit here and there. But we were talking about standards before. We were talking about marriage a second ago. Are women single because they're too picky?
I think that some women are single because they have had experiences and they choose peace. Maybe like sister was talking about that earlier. Some people are choosing peace over
toxicity
anything
and
else,
craziness.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's just a lot going on because it's like, I've never been the type of person to date anyone through social media.
Okay.
Like, I feel like social media is a playground for like creeps and fucking pedophiles and
It is. It's
serial
yeah,
killers.
It is.
You know? So to me, it's like, I wouldn't be able to go on a date with somebody from Instagram.
Right.
I get what
you
you're
know?
saying.
And a lot of women do.
You rather meet people through mutual friends, meet them in
Yes,
person, correct?
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. Yeah, I always prefer to meet people just through mutual connections.
So through somebody else or just through random connection, somebody just walking up and
Yeah.
asking you out like we talked about before.
Because you don't know anybody. Like, you don't know what people's intentions are through Instagram.
Okay. What if you have some information, you can see their profile, you get to know a little bit more about them and they turn out to be great versus somebody that you meet and you don't really know much about them. Isn't that a little bit tricky as well? No, you feel like
You
more.
just don't, you really don't know who they are.
So you feel the natural connection is the better route.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How it used to be
Yeah.
back in the day. When
How it
there was
used
no
to be.
social media, you know?
Yeah,
I used to be back in
Men courting women, you know? Like, that used to be nice.
back in our parents' day where they didn't have social media and it was easy just to kind of you maybe had your options, but it was for women it was probably like 3 or 4 versus like, 500.
Yeah, because
now.
back in those days, you were limited to your town or people in your area. It wasn't like, let me go online. It's endless options, and you're seeing people from other countries and living. Social media. Everybody shows you their best life. They're showing you only what they want you to see, right? So
exactly. Now women have options, hundreds, thousands of options, and it's a woman that may be living in Idaho, as she may be, the prettiest woman ever, and you got the big, strong guy, all successful and rich down in Miami, and flies her out to his condo. So it's crazy how social media has changed the current, from where we were before to the current state of the dating market, and where it's looking like it's going to in the future as well.
when you have too many options, it could cause you to not want to choose one of those options. You ever go to a restaurant, there's like 7 pages of like shit on each thing. You're like, I don't know which one of these I want. And then some places you go and just like 7 things laid out, right? It's easier to choose. So
Yeah.
social media has kind of ruined dating in that sense and both men and women do the same thing. It's that fear of missing out. Like maybe there's something better. Maybe there's somebody else. While I'm talking to this person, let me see what else is out there. So
But then that's how you miss your person.
that's how you miss your person. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you find a way to avoid missing them? You want to catch that person. How do you
outside.
People need to spend less
Outside,
time
go
on.
different places.
touch grass, right?
Go touch some grass.
Yeah.
Do you think, we're not going to name it, but do you think what happened about close to 8 months, years ago, really affected our society extra? Like we had social media. We've had Instagram, I believe, since 2012, 2013. But, what happened being stuck inside and not being able to go anywhere for a bit and then not socializing and people on their phones and communicating through there. Do you think that's had a big impact? And if so, what can people, men and women, do now to be more out there, more active, more personable with each other?
I actually think that during that time, I think a lot of people ended up wanting to go back to basics. Like, did you see how many people were baking banana bread?
Oh, yeah.
And,
We were so bored.
sourdough bread, and like now we have the millennial generation
We were in the
that
house
we're just
knitting
trying to
and
grow peppers. Like,
Yeah, we're
So-
baking cookies and shit.
like
now.
I feel like that time, at least for the millennial, I think it's generational too. Like Gen Z is the social media queen,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like the millennial generation is the generation, like it was the last. We had our feet in both areas.
Correct.
We had it in the grass and we had it
Correct.
on AOL.com with the dial-up.
Yeah,
I
you know?
remember that.
Yes.
Wow, AOL.
Yeah.
I think that discontinued AOL.com. That was classic.
My
But-
aim was I'm your diamond.
Hey, some things that the Gen Zs and the younger generation below that, they're not going to ever know. All the
Diamond
tradition-
XOXO 69. I remember those things. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
You put your away message on AIM.
right.
Yeah, you were waiting for that person to
Mariah
come back.
Carey, always be my baby.
Like during that time when everything was taken away and you were kind of stuck in the house, it forced you to figure out ways to entertain yourself. And in a way, as miserable as it was at some point to not be able to do anything, I kind of enjoyed it for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Being locked in the house for a month, no, but like it really forced you to start to figure out other ways to entertain yourself. So.
But it definitely affected how people interact with each other.
yeah.
Because people can't have a conversation. Like when you go in person, people are kind of scared to talk to one another.
Listen, there was a rise there, and you see it now. Like if you go into the city, there's a rise in like the psychiatric population, the homeless population that are suffering with mental illness, and that time frame, the isolation brought a lot of that to the surface, which now we're just seeing the effects of it.
Really
Yeah.
quick, I actually have some quick data since we're on that time of history. 2020, there were 85 million OnlyFans users, right? Not just creators, total users. 2021, there were 120 million users. 2025, there's 305 million users and 4.19 million creators.
Wow.
So from what I read during that time, that's when like online sex work kind of blew up and men got addicted to porn and started watching more and more of it. So yeah.
You know, but also during that time, weren't there like a lot of layoffs during that time? I don't know because I'm in healthcare, so like I was
There were-
working all the time. So
There were layoffs, but there were also what's it called? The temporary layoff where they were temporarily
they
laid
did
off.
stimulus. I know
They did
a
the
whole bunch of
stimulus
different-
checks. People, idiots out there did the what is it?
PPP.
PPP thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they screwed themselves over as scammers,
Yeah.
But there's also the one thing where they were temporarily laid off.
Furloughed or whatever.
Furlough. There
Oh,
we go. Yeah.
furlough, okay,
it's-
yeah.
where we've been filming for quite a bit, so I couldn't think of the word. But yeah, furloughed. So that's a lot of things happened around that time, and it's just people just isolated, and it feels like we're slowly but surely digging ourselves out of that hole. But I think if men and women really want to improve their relationship, not just trying to get a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, but just relationship with each other as people
Right.
to really grow that sociable aspect of their life, then they got to get out there and just,
Oh, yeah.
even if you fall flat on your face and you make some mistakes in the beginning, you either win or you learn. So you learn from your mistakes and try to, practice on the next person, especially if you're trying to get dates and relationships and things like that.
We need to rebuild the
That's just-
resilience.
We need to go back
Because
to
nothing is a loss.
Nothing is
It's
lost.
just a lesson.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Keep
You
moving.
live and you learn.
And then we're talking about social media, and we did briefly mention it, I believe, in the live, but women putting on that for sale sign on Instagram and then expecting marriage. Do you think they're gonna get married if they have that for sale sign on? And what I mean by for sale sign is they're always in a bikini, they got their tits out, they're walking around like they're hot stuff and showing off their whole body to the world. Should a man respect that and eventually put a ring on that finger, or no?
I think that
It's up to the man, no? It's whatever he wants.
everybody is entitled to do what they want. I think that if a man doesn't think that that's his cup of tea, then it's not your cup of tea. But it doesn't give a man a right to be disrespectful either.
Okay.
Respect, but like respectfully decline.
Yeah.
And look
Well,
the other way.
They're going to be obviously, be respectful. Not to be disrespectful, but maybe I'll word it this way: should women expect for a man to lock them down in marriage if they're, putting themselves out there on social media, or even they're doing OnlyFans, things like this? Do you think the women will deserve to have marriage in her life?
I feel bad for saying it, but this is my personal view. My personal view. I just feel like
Go for it.
I just feel like, you cannot expect values if you're not holding the same values that you expect. I don't know
Oh.
if that makes sense.
Like if
Yeah,
you don't
it
have
absolutely does.
if you don't have values for yourself, you can expect somebody to value you
Right.
the same way. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that, again, ladies, I know, there's a lot of hate, but hopefully things start turning around in no time. We're trying to help you realize that what you're doing or what you may be thinking of doing, such as an OnlyFans type of situation or some sort of sex-related work, strip club or whatnot, is not the best fit if you want a good man to come in your life and you really want to grow into a happy relationship. There's guys that they see that and it's just women yearning for attention and much more than that as well. So, okay, good.
Cool.
So, any final things? So I guess we'll start wrapping it up. Do you guys want to ask us and put us on the spot with any last questions that you have in mind? You want to say something, girl. Go for it. I know you're thinking.
No, I think this was a really good episode.
Did you guys
Great.
enjoy it? It was pretty fun
You
talking
guys had
about
fun?
everything. And
No, this was a lot of fun.
cool. Glad to
Good.
hear
A
it.
lot.
I think the questions that needed to be asked were really good. So
Cool. Appreciate
Great.
it.
Great. Yeah.
we get some people to understand
Yeah.
how
Hundred-
the generation is nowadays.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully, the men, of course, and the women understand. Do you have any quick final message for the ladies? Because again, we want to help the ladies out. Your ladies here and providing value as well. So any final message of wisdom that you want to provide to the ladies on anything?
I think your life is your prerogative 100%, but I think that we all have to be really intentional on the life that you want to curate for yourself, and then take the steps to do that. So like, no hate to people who are doing OnlyFans, but like, if that's gonna serve you and your future self, like, then go girl, do your thing. But like, if it's not, then do something that your future self is gonna be happy with.
I think that's a great outlook.
Yeah.
You know, if you see it in the future, that's a good thing. Then keep it going. But if it's something that it's a no go, then definitely cut it out.
Yeah.
Any final
Don't have kids so young. That's one
Yeah.
thing.
Don't have too young.
Like, live your life.
Yeah.
Work on yourself. Make a stable life.
Is there if women want kids, is there a certain limit that they shouldn't, age wise, that they shouldn't pass to make sure that the kid comes out healthy and whatnot?
Listen, science is out here and
Yes.
it's working. I mean, as you naturally get older, yes, the quality of your eggs does diminish. That's just science. But there's also science out there that supports things like freezing your eggs. So if you think that you want to have your children later on in life, it's best to freeze your eggs in your 20s when you're in your prime and when your egg reserve is like really good. Because the truth is that there is infertility issues, even if you're doing IVF. If you don't have good eggs, and as we age, that's what happens. It's just natural. So prepare, learn, educate yourself. There's options out there for everybody.
Great, cool, great messages, ladies. Thank you so much for coming on. Rob, any last message?
No, I just want to say thank you guys for coming out. We had a great conversation. Go back and check out the live that we did earlier. This episode should be out in a few weeks. So thank you guys for watching.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure we'll drop some info on the ladies, whatever they want to give us. We'll put out there for them. Make sure you do follow them, and thank you both for coming on. It was a pleasure, and we hope to have you back. Either both of you, or maybe we have a bigger group here. So. On that note, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Without you, there is the podcast, guys. So let's keep it going. Let's keep working it up. We're at over 2,000 subscribers, but we're aiming high. We ain't falling short over here. 100,000 is the real goal. So keep pushing us there. We're providing value, giving everything we got. We gave you the live. Watch that. It's about an hour, 20, 25 minutes. Also, this recording here is about an hour, so keep an eye out for it, and stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel, watch the video, like, share, do what you need to do, spread the word, and we'll see you next time. Peace.